And now we're just going to kind of walk around here. It's David McGrath. Hello, David. Can't miss David in that suit. And as you can see, it's pretty crowded. I'm going to stay kind of close to our booth here. Just kind of giving you an idea of what's going on in the area. Walk a little bit further down. This place is pretty big here. And again, a lot of the other companies that we deal with all the time, they're in the general area here, and we'll be talking with someone a little bit later on. So hang in there, and we'll be back with another interview in about 5 minutes. DeGroff.
How you doing, Lance?
Good, good. And you talking there?
I can.
I don't know. Maybe you killed the microphone. Run two. You're good. Okay. Okay.
Have to raise my voice.
I think it's the suit. I think the color is definitely wiping you out here.
The suit drowns everything out. That's why I don't need to.
Well, you wore a suit like that during the last show.
It's become the status quo. Everybody expects it from me, and they're significantly disappointed if I do any alteration of the design.
Well, your company is always on call, and it's a manpower resource, I guess is the best way.
We are supplemental labor specifically for the restoration industry. I have 20 years experience in restoration. It's all I know. It's what we do. And therefore it's what my guys know and do. We do restoration yesterday. We did it today, and we're going to go do it tomorrow again.
Well, you know, you're here at the show. I mean, you're not an exhibitor, but you are an exhibit. I think that's the best way to describe it, because everybody says, what is he wearing?
Bright orange suit. It gets the eyes on me. And, you know, if I need a part-time job as a traffic cone or something, that goes over pretty well too. I don't need to change.
Well, the big question is it AA or 9-volt batteries?
You can't see the car battery I carry around with me.
Is that what that is? Okay.
That's what's in the bag over there.
So on the realistic side, I mean, you're down in Florida. That's where home base is.
Yes.
And the hurricane had just come through there. I mean, there's another one out in the tropics right now. But how has that affected what's going on in your world?
I mean, overall, it wasn't a significant hit, and it did enter at a rather unpopulated area as far as, you know, comparable storms. We've had a slight uptick. I think we've mobilized 100 people to the area for about 3 or 4 different companies over the last 72 hours or so. So we are active in the area, but it is not nearly the response or, you know, the result that everybody was expecting. So it was, thankfully it was pretty light. You know, there wasn't a lot of damage. There was no loss of life. So, you know, just getting in there, cleaning back and getting life back together for everybody.
Hopefully it kind of stays that way. I know that we've been looking at, there's like 4 or 5 other storms out in the Atlantic right now. And they're talking about one that's forecast to become a Cat 4 in the next few days.
Yeah.
And they don't know where it's going.
That's always the crapshoot. I mean, you can plan the best you want, and then you sit there and wait and see what actually happens, you know, and you could be 300 miles off before it goes. You know how these things turn on a dime. We had the one set off the coast of Florida that was supposed to destroy the world about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, but it saw your suit and it turned right. I think that was a distraction. Oh, no, we're not going there.
Hey, if that's what it takes, you know,
yeah,
keep people safe, saving lives.
That'll work.
One orange suit at a time.
You know, it's funny when I was riding here to the convention center from the airport, I've been out to Vegas maybe, you know, 8-9 times now. I noticed something very specific. There's green on the trees. Everything else is brown, and then orange, which is all traffic cones and you. And that's it. That's all you see out here.
I had a great observation about that too. Only people want to put green in the desert, human beings.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So what do you think of the show? I mean, it just opened and it's mobbed here.
Yeah, jam-packed. Definitely a great turnout. Very exciting event. It's nice to see, you know, one of the original events still being a flagship as it is. and, the new ownership, they're trying really hard, and the results are paying off. I'm happy to be here again.
Well, I'm glad you're here. It always, for comic relief, if nothing else, we appreciate you being here. And you do a lot of work with us. You help, with some of our trainings, you provide actually lunches and, other resources. So we do appreciate that.
I appreciate Normie since day one. I took my first class with Normie when they required us to be certified and for licensed in the state of Florida. And I maintained a lot of classes, and we built a long-term relationship, and you guys have had my back. And frankly, it's something I'm extremely humbled by and appreciative of. So thank you very much, Normie and Lance as well.
Well, you're welcome. But the question now is, are you going to be here for the rest of the show?
100%.
Do we have a different flavor suit, or?
I'm not allowed, apparently. I went to one of the last trade shows and I swapped out the orange pants for black pants, and 50% of the people that complimented me criticized me. They're like, you're not wearing orange pants anymore. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll go change.
Okay, so you just stay with your orange glow.
You got to please the fans, Lance.
I get it. Well, thank you for stopping by, and again, over the next 2 or 3 days, stop by. We'll chat some more. I want to get some feedback from you as what you're seeing at the show compared to the one that we saw in the springtime.
Absolutely, would love to be back. Thanks for having us.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Take care. Lance here from Normie.tv, and we are again going to be live today at the Experience Trade Show in Las Vegas. Doors are going to open here in about 10 minutes, and the crowd that we had yesterday seems to be small compared to what we're looking for today. So there were a lot of people here for the training tracks that we had running earlier today. We did quite a few presentations, and we expect a very large crowd in the main trade show hall itself. So we'll be coming to you later on and off between now and the next 3-4 hours with interviews, and possibly we can do another walk around to show you some more vendors and some of the new products that are going on. So if you are following us on any of the social media platforms, you will get notifications when we go live, like you hopefully did for this. And if not, you may want to follow us so you do get future notifications. Again, you can always watch us at Normie.tv or on most of the major social media platforms. Just look up Normie and you should find us. See you all in a little bit. Thank you. Other interview, and I apologize for us coming in and out, but we have people that just keep coming over and talking with us and want to be involved in the process. So here we are. So I have Joshua with us from Property Craft out of Colorado.
Yes, sir.
And well, tell us a little about yourself, because I'm not really familiar with you other than what we just had a slight conversation.
Yeah, no worries. I born and raised in Southern Colorado. Property restoration. So the water, the fire, the flood, the smoke, the mold, the odor. We also have an environmental division that does asbestos, lead, land reclamation, a lot of indoor air quality. Just try to be a voice for the property.
So you're dealing with that niche market of people that have to breathe, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we've really tried to bring air quality into all aspects of our business, not just microbial growth, not just asbestos or lead. We're really paying attention to what the air quality is as we're doing a category 1 water loss and really trying to make that environment better as we move through the process.
Oh, okay. So in Colorado, there's no licensing laws.
There's no licensing laws for microbial growth, but that's a platform that I'm standing strong on. And I really do that. We need to start to regulate ourselves as we move forward. We are over-regulated with asbestos, which I love, but it holds the contractor accountable to doing things right, not only for themselves, their employees, but for the property owners and the public that's within those structures as well.
You know what you just said just kind of struck a chord with me, because during a lot of the courses that we teach, I refer back to something that my kids experienced going through band and everything else in high school, that the instructor would constantly tell them to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And that's just what it sounds like you're talking about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's something that within our company, we really try to strive, not only with our employees, but everybody that we're involved with, from all of our subcontractors, our electricians, our HVACs, really trying to get them to start to understand that from that perspective as well. We are in construction, but there's no reason that we can't construct clean and keep that environment well as we're moving forward. My dad's a regional building inspector in Pueblo County, and so he's part of that regional authority. So it gets real fun around our dinner table all the time.
I can see that, everybody leave the silverware on the table when we talk, nothing flies. Hey, so as far as Colorado goes, is there anything in the wind as far as regulation or licensing on the microbial side?
Not that I've heard of. Our company in general, we're on a growth phase, and we're going to move outside of Colorado at some point. As I talk to my C-suite, as I talk to my other owner, we're looking at the states that are actually regulated and starting to regulate a little bit heavier. I think I had said it earlier in the conversation, the asbestos is definitely over-regulated. Right. So not only do we have the EPA, OSHA, but we have CDPHE as well. And it's trying to find the regulation that's most stringent and working our way through that. But if you can follow those sets of rules, the process, it's there for a reason. I never thought I'd be sitting up here saying, hey, we need to be more regulated. But the farther I get in this industry, the farther I work with water, mold, fire, air quality, the more I'm becoming an advocate for us needing to have some sort of regulation.
Well, without the regulation, you're standing out there on the edge by yourself.
Yeah.
And you're competing against people that aren't following any rules or regulations.
Yep, absolutely.
And doing things that are not helpful to the industry. And then you come in trying to do it right, and you're questioned and scrutinized. So we see that all over the country because, we teach in all 5 states, and counting DC as a state, that require licensing. And we've actually sent to all governors over the last 5 or 10 years a draft of a bill that kind of works a combination of what all the other states are doing that are licensed. And you get some movement, but it just drags on and nobody wants to make those decisions.
Yep. I Property Crafts behind you 100%. Whatever you need in Colorado from us, we'll be there with you.
Well, we're not as big out on the West Coast as we are on the East, but we do have a lot of classes and a lot of personnel now starting to take over out there. And I'm just sorry, I'm not distracted. I'm just looking around watching people, wandering, taking stuff off our table. We have the Normie TV stickers and keychain things, whatever stuff.
This conference it's huge right now. If you're around, get over here, at least come to the exhibit, come say hi to Normie. There is so many vendors here. It's unbelievable.
Anything shock you this year? Anything new?
I literally came here right at 2:30 and I've been kind of sitting in this area. I haven't made it all the way through yet. So
are you going to be at any of the training tracks?
I decided this time not to do it. I just got done with the experience in Fort Lauderdale in April. Worked all summer long. Did the CORE conference, the CORE Collective conference last week in Austin, Texas. And so I decided not to do any of the tracks this time. Shame on me, but didn't want to miss the exhibit.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. That's the important part.
Thank you.
Well, I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lance. Very nice to chat with you.
Doing interviews the next few days, so feel free to stop back.
Absolutely. We'll make sure to get some of my team over as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Lance.
We'll say Mark Quigley, which is the name that he goes by, for his friends, which apparently I have now considered. So this is all good. So how you doing?
Pretty good, Lance. Thanks very much.
Yeah, Mark's been with us for quite some time. He's gone through some of our training, and you're located in South Florida, right?
Yeah, Southwest, over in Naples.
Oh, okay. Well, you were down there for all the damage from the previous storms from last year.
Actually, Hurricane Ian. So we're still struggling with some of that damage. So, yep, it hit us pretty hard.
Well, you weren't affected by the recent storm that just went through. That was north of you guys.
Yeah, a little bit more rain, but no, it hit up quite a way north of us. So no, not at all.
Well, I don't know if it's good or bad, but there's 5 storms out there now, and there's one they're forecasting as a Cat 4. They don't know where it's going. They say it's heading east. Towards the east coast. So anyways, kind of keep your fingers crossed it doesn't cause.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all, especially with the temperature of the ocean. So
somebody said that around a week or two ago that the Atlantic Ocean by Miami hit 101 degrees.
Yeah, I heard that. That's just bizarre.
The same report I was watching was talking about them going to a category 6 and 7 on the hurricane scale because of the increase in the water temperatures. They feel they're going to need to increase that. It's almost up to tornado speeds.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's just yeah, that would be horrific.
Now, as far as your business goes down there, because I know you've been busy, what are you seeing as far as the industry? Because I know there's a big shift in insurance and everything down there. A lot of insurance companies are bailing out of the state.
Right. So, even though I've done the normie training and I'm a licensed mold assessor, I'm actually from the biohazard industry. So
Right.
that's where a lot of my time is really spent. So we could be looking at unattended death or suicides or those type of things. But bio also brings into bacterial contaminations.